The SNP presented a motion calling for an immediate ceasefire and also held Israel responsible for collective punishment. The objection, which was briefed to journalists that Keir Starmer had, was that term collective punishment. What do you think that says about Keir Starmer's position, that they would veto any motion which would mention collective punishment? Do you think in that sense it shows Labour will essentially rendering itself potentially complicit in war crimes?
Well, look, it demonstrates to me that Keir Starmer has completely lost his moral compass. Again, whether they're complicit or not in war crimes may be for others to judge. But for me, there can be no justification for the statements that Keir Starmer has made and continues to make. I don't think I'll ever be able to shake off the image of the clip where Keir Starmer was effectively endorsing collective punishment at the very beginning.
To cut off water and energy to a civilian population. And then he later said he'd never said that.
Yeah. Indeed, and denied saying it and tried a kind of word salad to get out of everybody heard what they heard. And I don't think many people, just for that alone, will be able to forgive Keir Starmer.
Does that make him unfit for high office?
For me, Keir Starmer really, I do have questions about whether or not, when it comes to international affairs, when it comes to domestic policy, actually, he's fit enough to be Prime Minister, given the questions that this issue alone has raised. Look, for me, Keir Starmer, 2028 points ahead in the polls, and I'm sure we'll get into politics there. He's going to end up becoming the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. What I'd urge Keir Starmer to really think about is when it comes to issues of foreign affairs, even when it comes to domestic issues, particularly foreign affairs, don't be led by other governments. Don't be led by what you think simply others want us to do. Think about what is right for the world.
Do you think he's following the line of the State Department? Is that what you think he's done?
Oh, look, I think he's that, plus I think there's other governments in the world, but certainly, and of course, it was similar to what a previous Labour government did when it came to the Iraq War. And the US is always going to be a close ally of Scotland's, of course it is. Being a close ally doesn't mean you have to do and say the exact same things as your close ally is doing or saying. So you have to be able to stand up and think what is right based on your own principles, your own morals. And for me, that's what's been missing from Keir Starmer's position. The fact that he deliberately chose to put forward a motion that deleted collective punishment when all of the evidence points towards 2.2 million people in Gaza suffering collective punishment, to me is unforgivable.